right, guys. Lesson 4, chapter 11, mean absolute deviation, or called the MAD. Um, check check the check the Schoology for the homework numbers. I just forgot to look at it. But anyway, let's talk about what the mean absolute deviation is, right? And I refer to it as the mean of the mean. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some reading here. It says, all right, we found the IQR, or the interquartile range, and that was used to describe the spread of a set of data. Remember, the IQR out of lesson 3 was the first quartile minus the third quartile, right? And that gave us the IQR. So that was good. Today we're going to find the mean absolute deviation of a set of data is the average distance between each data value and the mean. And you'll see what I mean. This is a pretty good lesson, although it is a lot of work. So we might as well get into it right now. Here we go. Let's jump to page 840. Okay. So one thing good about the MAD, and I'm going to refer to the mean absolute deviation as the MAD, is that we don't have to organize our number. The first thing we're going to do is find the mean of this set of numbers. Okay. All right. So I'm going to add those numbers up using my calculator. 145 plus 108 plus 160 plus 122 equals. So the sum of the digits is 547, and I'm going to divide that by 5. And when I do, I get 109 and 4/10. That's the mean. Now, we're not there. We're only a third of the way there. Now, what we have to do, and I'm going to separate these like so, okay, is we have to find the difference between this number and write it down. So, all right, I'm going to take 112 minus 109.4, and I end up with 2.6. Okay, and I'm just going to go right down the line. 145 minus 109.4, and I'm going to get 35.6. And I'm going to go 108 minus 109.4, and I end up with a negative, right? A negative number here, and I hit a wrong button, excuse me. Minus 109.4. That's not right either. I'm not clearing out, all right? But anyway, I'm going to go one more time here. 108 minus 109.4. There it is. And we end up with negative, we end up with negative 1.4. But we're just going to write the absolute value of that. We're just going to write its positive distance, right? 160 minus 109.4 is 50.6. And then finally, 122 minus 109.4 is 12.6. So first thing I did so far, I added these numbers up, got a mean, divided by 5, got the mean. Then I came underneath and I subtracted each one of these numbers from the mean. Now, the last thing I'm going to do, all right, and I'm going to write MAD right here, the MAD, is I'm going to add these up and divide it by 5 again. And that's why I said at the beginning, I'm finding the mean of the mean. So 2.6, and I'll show you right here, okay, plus 35.6 plus 1.4 plus 50.6 plus 12.6 equals 102.8 divided by, again, 5 is 20 and 56 hundredths. And I'm going to write that right next to the word MAD. MAD. I'm going to circle that. Now, what does that mean? That means that the average distance each one of these numbers is from that is a little over 20 and 56 hundredths. That's what it means. All right, let's go to the next one. The table shows the heights of the water slides at two different parks. Find the MAD for each data set. Okay. Round to the nearest hundredth and then write a few sentences. All right, let's go. First up, I'm going to draw a line right down through here so I separate it. Okay, let's go. And I'm going to put mean right here. I like to do all this work at the beginning and mean right there. All right, let's go. Let's find the mean of those numbers. Here we go. 75. And I'm going to pull this over here. It's a little easier for me. Plus 95 plus 80 plus 110 plus 88 equals, divided by 5 is 89 and 6/10. Now I'm going to go through and subtract each one of those numbers from this. 89.6 minus 75. Okay. And that's 14.6. Okay. 95 minus 89.6, 5.4. Okay. This is 9.6. I don't need a calculator for that, right? 110 minus 89.6 is 20.4. And then finally, 88 minus 89.6 is 1.6. Going to come underneath and go with this, find the average or the mean of those numbers. 14.6 plus 5.4 plus 20.4 plus 1.6 divided by 5. And that's 8 4/10. Okay. So the mean is where I added these up, divided it by 5. The MAD is where I took the distance and added these distances up, divided it by 5 and get 8 4/10. This means the average that each of these numbers is away from that is 8.4. Let's go again. Here we go. Gotta love this calculator, man. 120 plus 108 plus 94 plus 135 plus 126, 583 divided by 5 is the mean here is 116 and 6/10. Okay. Now we're going to take that and subtract it with all those. 120 minus 116.6. That's 3.4. 108 minus 116.6. 8.6. And again, if you get a negative number, just write the absolute value of it, okay? 94 minus 116.6 is 22.6. 135 minus 116.6, 18.4. And then 126 minus 116.6 is 9.4. Okay. Now, I'm going to add these up and divide it by 5. 3.4, 8.6 plus 22.6 plus 18.4 plus 9.4 equals, divided by 5. The MAD is 12 and 48/100ths. The distance each one of these numbers are from this is about 12 and a half or 12 and 48/100ths. Hope you're doing okay so far. Let's see what we have on the next page here. Okay, let's do one more together, and then I'll let you get going. Okay, all right. Find the mean of all of these numbers. All right. Now, kind of have a unique situation here, don't we? Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got to count those zeros still. We're going to divide that by 8. And the mean is 17 and 5/10. Okay. So, shoulders hurting. All right. So what we're going to do is subtract each one of those numbers from this. Well, I know what the first two are. 17.5, 17.5. This is minus 1 is 16.5. Minus 2 is 15.5. All right. Minus the 63. 63 minus 17.5 is 45.5. 34 minus 17.5, 16.5. 27 minus 17.5 is 9.5. And then 13 minus 17.5 is 4.5. Now, to find the MAD, we add those up and divide it by 8 again. 17.5 plus 17.5 plus 15.5 plus 45.5 plus 16.5 plus 9.5 plus 4.5 equals 143. All of those added together is 143. I divide that by 8, and it says round to the nearest hundredth. So actually what came up was 875 thousandths. We're going to round that to this place, which is 17 and 88 hundredths. That's the average distance these are from the mean. Okay. All right, guys. Hope that made sense for you. Take care. Have a